Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. Today, we have Miss Olivia Mae Graham. How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. How are you guys?
Awesome. We both say awesome at the same time.
Yeah. As long as I don't laugh, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Can't laugh. I have to be serious this time for once. Okay. So I've got the hardest question you're ever going to be asked. I hope you're ready for this.
Okay.
Okay, look at that fear. That fear.
Don't be that scared. It's okay.
Who is Olivia Mae Graham?
Great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that before.
You like to be different.
It's a hard question. She's a girl that grew up in a really small town, in Ontario, Canada. Started playing music at a really young age, and for me, like, it's always been music. A lot of people will ask, like, when did you start? And it's like there was no starting. It just kind of like always was music, and I was always kind of like songwriting before I even knew what songwriting was. Um, so for me, I think more than anything, like who Olivia Mae Graham is she's a girl with a mission to kind of inspire and empower other girls out there, and just everyone, that hey, like, if you have a dream, it's on your heart for a reason and you can go chase it. I don't know, I think that's who she is.
I love that. It's on your heart to change it. That is great. That is a country song, that is, isn't it? That is a great line. I love that line. That is perfect.
I think it's going to be a 2025 hit.
It is.
We'll have
It
to
is.
write it. We'll have to write it.
You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first.
The one thing about that question is we love that a lot of people answer it in third person. And it's so great because I think that gives you that like, yes, it's me, but you're not talking about like yourself. I think it just brings that ease to it, like she is, or like you're talking about your best friend.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it.
Yeah,
Great
that's
question.
very cool. So I was being nosy through your website. I was stalking you.
Okay. Doing your research. I love
Restraining
it.
order. Restraining order.
Restraining, yeah, you better watch
Okay,
out.
you're insane. I'm in Canada. Like, it's really far. You're good.
Yeah, I don't find my way there. I was reading about I'm going to say this wrong anyway, Tillsburg Helping Hands Food Bank,
Tilsonburg,
Food
yeah.
Bank Partnership. Tell us more about that. If I get my words out, it'll be good.
Yeah, so the town that I grew up in was just outside of Tilsonburg, Ontario. And so it's always been a dream of mine to be able to do kind of like a Christmas show and be able to give back. So when I was talking to my team earlier this year, I'm like, how do we make this happen? Because it's just something that weighs on my heart every year. The holidays can be such a tough time. And so I'm like, what is one thing we can do to bring joy, to inspire, and to just help relieve some of that stress that falls on our community, and eventually that falls on the food bank. So we were brainstorming, and I was like, let's do a show. So we've put together this show. I'm working with local businesses all around Tilsonburg, and we'll have like raffle prizes. We'll be collecting non-perishable food items. So I'm like really excited. Like, we're in rehearsals right now for the show. It'll be a brand new show that my fans haven't seen. And it's just gonna be such a awesome way to kick off the holidays. Like, I'm a huge Christmas person. I have a Christmas song that I put out a couple years ago. And so it's gonna be so much fun to just like hang out with the fans, to play some Christmas carols, for such a good cause too. So yeah, I'm really proud.
That is awesome. That is amazing. That really is.
Such a great cause too.
Definitely. Definitely. I love it when people give back because, over here they do things for the local sort of children's homes or parents that haven't got places to stay, and you can buy a gift and at least the children have a present to open on Christmas Day. It may just be a football or a teddy bear, but at least they've given them something to look forward to on Christmas Day, which is just awesome. So I love hearing these good stories about, people giving back.
It's important, especially around the holidays and in like today's economy.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it was just really important to us this year that we were able to do something to give back to a community that has supported me and shown me so much love this past year. So yeah, really, really special that we get to do that.
But we do have to ask, do you have special Christmas boots
Special Christmas boots.
for the show?
No, I do have special boots that are that we kind of have been like debuting them at the last few shows. So they're new, like tall white boots, and I have a really talented bedazzler here in Tilsonburg, and so she bedazzled these boots for me. So I have those boots that I'm planning on wearing, but I don't have like Christmas specific boots.
Oh,
There we
That's on the
go.
list. Hey Santa, if you're listening, I've been in Nashville
we
this
need some
year.
Christmas boots here.
We do, yeah. That's a great idea.
So
Absolutely.
some nice some red ones that are bedazzled with a bit of,
Yeah.
white fluff around it. White fluff. That's technical term that is for fur, whatever you want to call it, around the top.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, now I'm like thinking like what would they look like? Because yeah, that would be
Yeah,
really cool.
there we go. We're gonna start a trend now.
Next year, all right? I'll tell my managers, I was like, guys, get on like, we're doing this Christmas show. We don't even have Christmas boots. Like, what is happening?
I know
Yeah, we're
what's
gonna need
going
to see
on.
the bedazzled ones, though. That's for sure. You're
Yeah,
gonna have to share a picture with us so we know.
Oh,
definitely.
I totally will. Yeah, they're really really cute, and they're actually from Amazon, which is wild. Amazon has everything nowadays.
Oh
So
yeah,
love them.
They
that's very
absolutely
cool.
do have everything.
Yes, they do.
Mhm.
Blows my mind.
It's so great that more stuff is like international. That's one thing that, like, obviously being in the US, sometimes I take that stuff for granted. And that's why when someone's like, oh, hey, we just got this in whatever country, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited for you because, like, like, we've had it obviously, but I'm like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm in a really small town, and like I think we just got like the Amazon like next day delivery, and I'm like that I can't wrap my head around the fact that like how did you know what I needed, and like how did like who like it's just it's I live in the middle of nowhere. Like how did you find how did yeah, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it, but they make it work, and I love it. It's
That's very
fantastic.
I understand the drone thing now with them, like why they want to do drone because of the remote, like you're saying, little out of nowhere,
That'd
middle
be
of nowhere.
awesome. Yeah.
I get it
Yeah,
now. I mean,
that's
Well, we
places like Florida here, like, yeah, you can't do a drone because there's like too much chaos here, So
that's funny.
like take out a plane, take out a bird, I don't know, just
yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably not a good idea. uh,
no.
that's no good
So
at all.
tell us, who are some of the women that have inspired you musically throughout your years?
Oh my goodness, there is so many. There's also so many like Canadian ones. I think that's really cool. Obviously, one of the biggest role models in my life has been Taylor Swift. I was the very first concert I ever went to was a Taylor Swift concert, and it was for the Speak Now World Tour. And she actually didn't come to Canada. We had to go to Detroit to see her. But I just remember seeing this girl on stage, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to do that for the rest of my life. And we actually were fortunate enough to be chosen to go backstage to meet her and to just see like not only was she a phenomenal performer and songwriter, she was also a nice person. And to be able to just like hang out with her, I was like, that's the kind of like woman that I want to be when I grow up. So she definitely from a young age was such a huge influence of mine. But yeah, oh my gosh, like in terms of like songwriting, like Tracy Chapman is one of my songwriting like idols. Like I'm obsessed with just the way she can tell a story and be so unapologetic and just tell it like it is. Growing up listening to that was really inspiring. Um Dolly, Patsy Cline, Shania Twain. Like I just love like there's like the list is like endless of incredible female artists, which I think is really
Mm,
cool.
that's very, very cool. Mhm.
Those are some great women you mentioned, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely paved a path. Kelsey Ballerini right now, like she is just like on fire right now. Yeah, in terms of like Canadian, like females like Mackenzie Porter, Jess Mossglue, Tennille Towns, like they're just absolutely killing it right now. So yeah.
I'm really glad
There's
you
not a
mentioned.
shortage, which I love. I just think that, um, yeah, they've really paved the path for artists like me to then come along and, um make some more headway in this industry.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, I'm really glad you mentioned Mackenzie Porter. I love her. Quite a few years ago when I started listening to her, I'm like, no one even knew who she was. Like, she wasn't even in Nashville yet. And I'm like, am I that weird person who finds these weird, like these artists out of nowhere? Like, I'm like, how did I even find her? Like, I don't remember, but like, she has some great songs. So obviously, YouTube and things like that, all the socials I was checking back then. But yeah, it's just great. It's so nice to
Yeah,
see
and
some of
she's
the.
been at it for such a long time too. Like I know that people are like, "Oh, she's so new," and I was just like she has been working her butt off for
Yes.
quite a long time, and she
Yes.
has quite a discography of amazing,
Mhm.
amazing songs. I know, like when I was first starting, like learning to like play shows and like cover some of her songs and stuff. But yeah, she's an incredible one to watch, and she's really had an incredible year too.
Mhm. Absolutely. So,
Sounds cool.
so
Um,
go ahead. Oh, Paul. No, I was just going to ask you to tell us all about the song Boots. I don't know if that's where you're going, Paula. Were you going to that more?
so I was going exactly the same route. There you
See?
go. See
We have
that
a lot
brain
more. Yeah.
thinking.
Amazing. Well, as a songwriter, I feel like it's sometimes it's easier to write sad songs. And so I was in the songwrite one day and I was like, like I'm happy. Like I get to make music, I get to write songs with incredible people, I get to perform shows with incredible people. I get to wear cowboy boots that are beautiful and stunning. Like I'm good. Like there's not a lot of there's not a lot to complain about in my life right now. Like I'm pretty good. And so I was like, guess we can't write a song today. And my co-writer Jay Allen then came back to me with this hook, have boots, will travel. And I was like, well, and that's like when it became so obvious that I was like, that is, you asked earlier, like, who is Olivia Mae Graham? That's who she is. It's just like, hey, like I've got my boots, I'm ready. Like I want to play shows. And this song was so fun to write because it's just me and it's my life, which for me was a really cool writing experience because if you have a chance to check out any of my other songs, typically I write from a standpoint of something I've been through and kind of like processing that. Like I have a song called Mean Girls that, was written like in those feelings, and Boots is just such a different song because it's just me and it's who I am, and it's changing the strings on my guitar. It's it's not about the fame or the glory. It's just about it's about telling my story and just saying like, hey, if you have a dream, like go chase it. Like you deserve to do that for yourself and for your heart. And I think like that's what I've just been screaming from the rooftops for years now. And so when we put it in a song, it just felt so obvious. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly who I am. And that's where I am right now in my career as well. So um Boots has been such a cool song, and it's really cool to see how fans have kind of taken it and made it their own, which has been really cool. There's a little girl whose birthday themed, and it was all around the song and all around chasing your dreams, and her mom had reached out and was like, "Well, you make a special appearance." And I was like, yeah. As a songwriter, all you ever hope is that somebody can connect with your lyrics, and if you're making an entire party about my song, like absolutely I'm there. So this song has just been so cool and has been taking me on such an incredible journey. But at the end of the day, it's just me and it's my story and it's where I've been, it's where I'm at, it's where I'm going. It's kind of everything. So it's been one of my favorite songs that I've gotten the chance to put out. That's for sure.
That's awesome. Um, I love the little write-up you did it about having boots, and it's like not just cowboy boots, but your farmers and all those sort of people. So anybody, it doesn't matter what shoes you're wearing, if it's boots or what, whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever path you're traveling, which is very cool. It's not just, you
Yeah.
know, being a singer, it's being whatever you want to be in life, doesn't matter what it is. That's very cool.
Mhm. Well, and it's so true. And I grew up in a small town, so my dad was a construction worker and my mom's a teacher, so they put on very different shoes in the morning to go chase their dreams and be able to kind of provide for their families. And now like my brother is a plumber, so his boots are always dirty, and mine are very sparkly and very pink, and for the most part very clean depending on the show that we play. But yeah, when I was thinking about this song and this campaign, I was like, it's not about being a star, being on stage, or being in
Mm.
glitter. It's about the steps that you take to bring you closer to that person that you want to be, you know? So if it's running shoes, and if it's like, going for a morning walk, or like whatever it may be for you, like
Yeah,
I think that that's the cool thing about the song and how it really kind of translates. Like music is such a universal language in that way, that it's just like put your boots on, like get going, like go chase those dreams, like whatever that looks like for you, is really just what we wanted to say with the song.
that's very cool. Very,
Mhm.
very cool.
It's
I have to ask you, where was the video recorded, filmed? Where have you gone?
Video was shot at it's a truck accessory place down in Bothwell, Ontario. They were so sweet. They're closed on Sundays, so they let us use their facility, and it was like the perfect location, like inside and out, and they had this truck. And so I kind of like done like a walkthrough of it, and I was like, well, I want to fill the back of this truck with cowboy boots. And my mom's like, you have a lot of cowboy boots, but like not enough. So we were like making calls and like get collecting like all of the boots from like all of my friends. Because I'm like, we're filling the back of this truck with boots. But yeah, Sundown to let us film, and we shot this video back in May. And in Canada, the weather can be kind of like iffy, but it was a beautiful, beautiful day. Like um it was like mid 20s. I don't know what that is Fahrenheit, but it was like warm. It was like a hot summer day. And so a lot of this video we had to shoot outside, and we had a few scenes that we were going to shoot inside. So I was like, okay, looking at like our schedule, like let's start inside, and then once we're done the inside shots, we'll go outside, and hopefully it'll have cooled down a little bit, because I'm like, I don't want anyone getting like a heat stroke. So we shot all the inside scenes, and we were just about to say, okay, like we're good, like let's go outside and let's like start setting up the truck and everything. And then our phones all like done, like were ringing, and we all got this like emergency alert that we were under severe tornado warning. And I was like, that must be a glitch. Like, what? Because it was sunny. Like it was a sunny, hot day. Like this doesn't make any sense. And mind you, for the music video, when we were shooting inside, we had to like black out all the windows so that there weren't like reflections and stuff like that. Um, so we couldn't really see outside, but it's like we were outside an hour ago, like it was sunny. And then sure enough, we opened the door and the skies just like went black and just downpour. And we're like, okay, I guess we're gonna shoot some more stuff inside. And then at that point, we thought maybe this is the video. But in my heart, I knew, I was like, no, like this video, it's not about being inside, it's not about being kind of like, it's about walking down the back road. So I'm like, it just didn't sit right with me. And then we're all like looking at our calendars to see, okay, like when can everybody come back for a second day of the shoot? And how are we gonna make this work? And yada yada yada. We were going over all the things. Um, and at this point, we had about an hour-ish until sundown. And so I went outside because I just needed some air. And I was like, I know that God has a plan, but like, what is the plan? Like, I'm so confused right now. Because I really thought we were gonna get this video. And I'm like, maybe this is how the video is supposed to be. So I was going back and forth. And then sure enough, go outside and there's a rainbow and everything is still wet. Like the storm had rolled through, and they were like, oh. And I was like, this is it. Like this is the mud and the muck that we talk about in the song. Like this is what we have to go through. Like a tornado warning's not going to stop us. So I'm like, we have 1 hour essentially to shoot 90% of a music video. And so I was like, fill the truck up with boots, and like we did it. And it's so funny because most like the outside scenes, for example, we had so much that we had to capture. That was all just one take because we did like one take of me singing on the back of the truck, with the boots, one take without the boots, and like it was like go, go, go. Whereas like normally when you're doing a music video, like we had like 6 hours budgeted to be outside. So we were like condensing it and just trusting that we got what we needed. And I was fortunate enough to be able to edit our own music video. And so when I was going back through the footage, I was like, I'm glad that we didn't have more time because we would have, messed around too much and tried to perfect things that didn't need to be perfected. Like we just needed to do it and to go and keep moving forward. And that's definitely how the video turned out. And I'm really proud of it for that matter. Is just, yeah, it kind of all worked out.
It's an awesome video. I love the video.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's really taken off on YouTube, which is really cool. And so many people are really liking it. And it was definitely a lot of fun to shoot, but it was a long, long day waiting for a storm to pass. But
I can imagine. And I love the way you use a proper old paper map. You're not there on your phone trying to figure out what you're doing. You've got a proper map and you're like, I love it. It's the best.
I don't know how back in the day, like I understand like couples fighting back in the day of like directions. Like I would not be able to do that. I'm like, after like we were using that map, I'm like, I'm so thankful for my GPS. Like I don't give it enough credit.
It was all planned out well in advance. Like, we're going to take this road, then we're going to go this road, and then we're going to go this road. And God forbid there's a detour because you're going to have to stop, find a gas station, have lunch, and then figure out the rest of your trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, back in the day, like my parents were able to just drive on a road trip and just know where they were going. And I'm
Oh yeah, a lot of planning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's impressive. Now you can just like, where's the nearest Starbucks? And
yeah, back then I think it was like a whole like, how in school we're growing up, you have all these quizzes and tests and things. I think that's what it was like. You had to be like have that memorized and ready to go.
Yeah. That's too funny. But yes, we did have I actually had to call my grandpa a week before the shoot because we couldn't find a map. Like it was so hard to find them because everybody has GPS now. So we had called my grandpa and said like, hey, like, do you have any maps? And he was like, yeah, but this is like my map collection. So like give them back. And I'm like, we'll give them back, Papa. Like, don't worry.
Oh, that's super. I love that.
Oh, it was really sweet.
That is sweet. We have to thank Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa, for being awesome.
He was the MVP. He really, yeah. But he got his maps back. Don't worry. There was one that I was allowed to crinkle, and he's like, "It's okay. I have a double of that one."
Okay. I love it.
Otherwise, you'd be giving a really nice Christmas present of a new map. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't buy them anywhere. Like not even Amazon. Like not even. That's one thing Amazon didn't have. At least. So I have to stick to the GPS on my phone.
Miss Olivia, it's been a pleasure having you on today, and you are welcome back anytime.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. You were so sweet. Thank you for chatting with me and for hanging out. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, no worries.
And
thank you for sharing your selection.
Yes. And we're still looking forward to the Christmas boots or the temporary Christmas boots for the show. So we're excited for that. Can't wait for that. And friends, we'll have links for Olivia's website and stuff. So make sure you go check her out, follow her. And if you're in Canada, go check out a show. Share with us that you're at a show. Let us know.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
All right. We'll see you back here in a little bit for 20 crazy questions. Have a great day. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.